Welcome to TFTC Sports. It's your host Chico Grande, aka Chico 2 times. And guess what? We got a news update.
Ooh, you already know, man. We got breaking news. Hopefully we start bringing you a lot more of those. But enough about that. This your boy Jesse J, Feel the Supreme 305, and I got my co-host with me.
I already said my name. You late?
Let him know again.
It's Chico 2 times. I already said. Welcome to TFTC Sports. We're going to break down the news, current events in basketball and in NFL. I know the NBA show is coming soon, but this is just a preview. I want to throw in some NFL news because it's happening and people are talking about it. So let's go ahead and jump into what's going on. I want to bring down the music just a smidge, and let's see what we got in the chamber. We got Draymond Green response to Dillon Brooks on his podcast. Draymond Green was talked down on by Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks basically said that Draymond was a glorified role player and he wouldn't be the same or known as being as good if he was on any other team.
I believe that. That's all facts because we already know he Mr. Triple Singles himself, except for today. But we gonna get into that. But back to Draymond Green and his mouth. Like, ever since I feel like Draymond Green has had this podcast, he's just been letting people have it. He's been letting officials have it, and I'm all for it. Definitely for the referee slander, because these referees in the NBA are trash.
Oh, did you see Fred VanVleet recently got fined, I believe, $30,000, and he said he didn't care about the fine, that he was talking down on the officials. So they definitely fined him, and Draymond should be fined for what he said about Dillon Brooks in his podcast. So let's go ahead and get to the page.
What'd he say?
All right, here we got
it. Couldn't have been that bad.
Oh, it's that bad. Let's see what he had to say.
What exactly do I get away with? I have 15 texts, one less than your dumb ass.
Ooh.
Okay, great.
Oh, sorry. Did it cut down?
His game is cool. If you ever wondered why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. They're actually depending on this guy to help them win a championship. And he says his game is cool. Quite frankly, that just shows how little you know about basketball. And yet, you running around talking about a dynasty? The dynasty starts after you, not with you. He plays with heart, knows the ins and outs of the defense. I want to be quite frank, I made the ins and outs of our defense. I guess that's why they like him over there. I'm trying to figure out why they like you in Memphis.
Ooh.
Or do they like you in Memphis? That's a better question. I'm not sure your teammates like you, but I can tell you why they like me over there.
Ooh, that's a little slug right there. I mean, if I really think about it, is there anybody on the Memphis Grizzlies that can do exactly what Dillon Brooks can do?
I mean, is anyone on the Grizzlies that can do what Draymond can do?
No.
Or what are you saying?
I mean, is
there anyone else that does Dillon's role on the Grizzlies?
Yeah. What about what's the name? Barnes, the dude that always shoots his three.
Oh yeah. He's pretty solid on defense.
He's pretty solid on defense. I mean, everyone in the whole Memphis Grizzlies team, they're solid on defense from the power forward.
No, it's not Barnes. It's Bain.
Bain. My fault. Don't stand at me below, man. My bad. Players mess up. But I mean, Draymond Green, he went kind of in this, I'm kind of surprised he talking this slanders, this salacious. I mean, he better back it up, because I mean, he ain't gonna be doing nothing. If he over here finna throw up 9 points against the Grizzlies, I ain't worried about him.
I'm just tired of Draymond talking that talk whenever he's like having averaged over 10 points a game for like ever. I mean, I understand he's a part of Golden State. He plays a lot of defense. He kicks a lot of people in the gonads. And, that's what they look for him to do in Golden State. He's a habitual nut toucher, as they would say.
And what is he saying about this whole,
he just doesn't like that Dillon Brooks called him out and said that he's only good because he's a system player. And then he also said that he likes his role and that he's cool and that he keeps his cool better. And he was like, you got one less tech than me or something like that.
And how many techs is it before you get in this situation?
I believe it's 16.
So once you get
16 in the season, and it's every other game. So every 2 games you get suspended again.
I can already tell we got 20 games, 16 games left.
Yeah, like 15, depending on the team. I think 14 to 17 games left.
I can see him getting a tech, But I think they also don't worry about it. They also play today. You know, I was wondering like
Oh, we checked it out.
Whenever they play, I know this is gonna be a good game.
Even without Ja, because if you know, haven't been watching the NBA the last couple of years, Grizzlies pretty much played the same with or without Ja in the lineup. Actually, last year they had a better record with him out of the lineup than with him in the lineup. And that was something that people talked about last year, but that narrative kind of faded away.
True. But with the Warriors and this being an away game, and you know the Warriors are trash when it's away. I think they coming on like a 8-game losing streak on the away games.
Yeah, it ended up not turning out good for the Golden State Warriors. They ended up taking a beating, 131-110, and they said that Golden State never led once in the entire game, that it was a buzzer-to-buzzer beating.
And I don't know what's going on with the Warriors. I mean, somebody needs to step up. I know Steph Curry finally came back from injury. Somebody else got to stand up.
They lost 3 games in a row with him back.
Exactly, like Poole needs to step up. Poole needs to step up. Clay needs to step up, and you need one more person. I mean, Draymond Green, you already know he finna give you.
I don't know what happened to Wiggins this season. Wiggins looked like he was an all-star last year, and then he's been in a no-show this year.
I mean, comment below. What do you think is going on with Wiggins? But I think he's just lost in the sauce. I mean,
he's been injured a lot.
He don't know his role, what his role's gonna be. You got Poole out here. Poole stepped up. Clay out here.
Clay's getting better.
He's getting better and better. I think he dropped like a 50-point game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. And then Draymond and Dillion got into it a couple times. Dillon Brooks even went at it with Steph Curry and a bunch of the members. He was barking at the whole Golden State team, letting them know, I am here. And let's take a look. They interviewed Dillon Brooks after the Grizzlies win.
What was the message that you had to Draymond?
What did he say?
I talked, and I told him, I told him that keep that mic. He's better at the mic than hooping. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing this podcast.
I'm surprised it wasn't a take right here.
Yeah, I mean, he's mushing him, putting his whole elbow in his face. How is that not a tech?
The referee just let him have it.
Brooks was telling him, he goes, keep putting that mic in your face. Your little podcast is cute.
But I can't wait till the playoffs come, and I hope we get a 7-game series with the Warriors and the Grizzlies.
I think that would be dope. I mean, what if they have Ja coming back right at the time for the playoffs?
That's true.
They already lost Clark, so they're going to be down a bench man, the potential guy that was going to win 6th Man of the Year. Would he snap something in his leg? I don't remember. Was his knee or Achilles?
I think it's Achilles. And what's wrong with Adams?
I don't remember. Put it in the comments below. I don't remember if he jammed his hand or if it was something else. But if you remember Steven Adams' injury, go ahead and put it in the comments below, because I'm sorry, I forgot that one.
But I mean, even though Draymond Green isn't counting this as a rivalry, because the Grizzlies ain't win 4 championships. I swear that's all he want to talk about now. But I mean, I can still consider this like a little mini rivalry, a little mini beef. I mean, I see what the Grizzlies are doing. Everybody on the team can shoot threes. They are a deadly team. I mean, I can see them going real far.
What was funny is there is some rivalries, even when there's good teams and trashy teams. Like Memphis has been mediocre, but they've done pretty good against Golden State.
True.
And they had a tough series, but Ja went down. But this reminds me of like a couple years ago when Golden State was in their prime. The Sacramento Kings used to beat them all the time. Like, even though the Sacramento teams were like a lottery team every year, they would go like 3-0 against the Warriors, or 4-0, depending on how many times they played them that year in the regular season. But some teams just have your number, even if they're not actually like a contending team or a team like that. Some teams just have your number.
True. But comment below who you feel like is going to win in this. If they did a 7-game series, who you think gonna win? A fully healthy Memphis Grizzlies team versus a fully healthy Golden State Warrior team? And don't be talking about Klay Thompson in his prime.
No, I mean, I think it's gonna be a toss-up, because I mean, I would maybe go towards the Grizzlies, but with Clark out, that maybe makes things more even. And John Morant's going to be out a while, so even if he does come back, he might be a little bit rusty. I really think it could be a toss-up. We're going to have to get vintage Curry and Clay.
Draymond Green going to have to call Kevin Durant again.
And Draymond he's not. He disrespected him as a man.
Like he did Poole?
Yeah.
Like he did Jordan Poole?
Yep. And I don't know if they could come back from that.
I can't wait to see what the Warriors do this offseason, because one of these two got to go.
I mean, they got rid of Wiseman.
Wiseman had nothing to do with
nothing. They
nothing.
sent him to Detroit. I said, get your bum self out of here.
But speaking of bums, it was like we got a new bum. I mean, let me stop playing. We got
the biggest bum on the block, Kevin Durant, Cupcake Durantula, to miss at least 2 to 3 weeks. It actually, for initial reports, came out 2, but I've seen updated reports that are saying 3. But you really don't know how the body's going to respond, so we'll say 2 to 3 weeks at the moment. He was set to make his debut on Wednesday, his home debut, and he injured his ankle. And Torrey Craig and Josh Okogie should be picked up immediately in fantasy.
Totally.
No, that's because those were 2 guys that were on the team that weren't even in the rotation. And after the trade, Okogie became a starter and Craig became like a major guy off the bench. So you never know. Sometimes you're on a team, you're not getting minutes. They might trade away half that team to get one player, and then now you're in the rotation.
I mean,
So you just gotta wait for your turn, and it could be your time to shine.
with 2 to 3 weeks of him being injured, how bad? I didn't see the video. How bad is the injury?
Let's go ahead and roll the clip here. What he's gonna do? He's gonna do like he's gonna catch the ball, turn around, do like a jab step, and then he's gonna go to the hoop. And when he plants his left leg down, it's gonna basically roll to the bone. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip here. Whoa.
Nasty.
I did that one time back in the day playing on hoops. My friend had a nice thing where he had the like extra ends of his cement of his driveway cemented, so it was like a full half court. And one time I did a layup, and it was like the cement ended, and then there was grass, and I rolled my foot at the end of the cement onto the grass, so I rolled it straight to the bone, just like that. I honestly, even like a month later, I could walk fine, but I wasn't back playing basketball till like almost 2 months later.
I remember when I was carrying the groceries downstairs, I rolled my ankle. I was down for like 3 days. So I mean, if it's 2 to 3 weeks, I mean, I know
he ended up being down for more when I took his wheelchair and rolled him down the stairs.
Tragic. Nah, but I mean, with this is sad. Like they said, this is his debut game as a home game with the Suns. We won't see it, so basically, you won't be seeing him until the playoff comes around. And I mean, I know a lot of people.
It's gonna be tough.
A lot of people want to see that.
No chemistry able to build.
They have no chemistry. I mean, right now we still don't know who's gonna have the ball the last 3 minutes of the game. Who's gonna get the most touches? Who's gonna get the final shot? Is it gonna be KD? Is it gonna be Chris CP Paul?
I think it's just gonna be between KD and D Book, that they're gonna run a set, and whoever gets more open or has the cleaner look is gonna get it at the end of the day. Because they might double team KD, they might double team D Book, whoever gets the cleaner look. But I don't know. The thing about me though is, they have a good team, but Ayton has been folded in the playoffs. He sometimes doesn't even play in the fourth quarter because he's really bad at defense. Ayton gets killed in the pick and roll. And then Chris Paul is old, so he's not really like what he used to be on defense. And, I mean, he's honestly basically playing like 15 minutes a night. Cameron Payne is playing the majority of the point guard minutes. And Chris Paul has a history of getting hurt and also not showing up in the biggest moments in the playoffs. So we got to see if Chris Paul can kind of break that curse like people are expecting to see from James Harden with Philly, if they're going to be able to do that this year in the East.
I got one question for you. If KD takes the Suns to the championship, they win the ring, do you finally put some respect on the Durantula's name?
I would put respect on his name, and I'll tell you why, because I don't think it's going to happen. Because, they got guys that weren't even in the rotation that are now starters and major players. Like Okogie played a little bit off the bench, like 10 minutes a night or less. Craig didn't play at all. Now Okogie's a starter playing 35 minutes, and Craig's playing like 20-something minutes a night. So, I mean, really, Phoenix had an extremely deep and talented team, and they're really not that deep anymore.
Yeah, ever since they made that trade.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even really have enough to fill out a solid starting lineup. They kind of are weak at one or two positions in their starting lineup. I know you got Paul and Booker and, really 4 out of the 5, but they have one scrub in there, and then their bench isn't that strong. So, and then Ayton doesn't really get along with the coach. So it's going to be a lot to see. And the West is so packed. You go on a 2-3 game losing streak, you can go from 2 to playing to like 9 or 10. So it's going to really come down. And, Golden State lost tonight, and now they're in a 3-way tie with Dallas and Minnesota. So, and then, I think Memphis was tied with
Memphis
was Sacramento. They were tied.
They're tied up there with Sacramento. And I'm still surprised how good Sacramento is this year. But
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But comment below, what seed do you think the Suns will end up with once this whole season's over with? I mean, right now, I'd probably say they end up like the 4th seed, 5th seed.
I'm gonna probably go with I'm gonna say 5th or 6th seed.
Okay.
I think they'll be better in the play-in, but if D-Book or Ayton gets hurt, they're gonna be in the play-in. They got to keep the rest of the cast healthy. But I really think that they're not gonna have the time to build chemistry to really go on a deep playoff run, because you really got to know your teammates in and out and have that trust when it comes to playoff basketball.
That's why I feel sorry for the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, I mean, Lucas and Kyrie are playing. They've had a really bunch of tough losses, but it's all within 5 points. So it's really more on Jason Kidd in the rotations, but I think they're gonna figure it out. And they still got a bunch of games to get that chemistry together, but KD's going to be out. He's not going to have a chance to get that work in that practice time. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Dallas could end up in the 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, that is a real close race to where
I
they
really
are right
don't
now.
know, because they also sometimes look great and sometimes look like crap. So they could also go down. It really depends on health and who steps up in these big games down the stretch.
And speaking of stepping up, looks like here we finna step up into the NFL part of the show, because you already know if you was living
NFL check-in.
If you was living under a rock, franchise just happened. I mean, not franchise, free agency just happened. We started doing the whole franchise tag. It looks like here they have the franchise tag deadline, and they decided to put Lamar Jackson on the franchise tag list. And if you didn't know, they've been going back and forth with the whole salary situation. Lamar Jackson wants more guaranteed money. He wants to have guaranteed money like Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
He wants to get guaranteed money like them. But I mean, people don't feel like he deserves that, because these past 2 years he's been injured.
Well, and Jones from the Giants just got his contract, right? So he's kind of looking at that as well.
Yeah, and he's kind of looking at that. He's looking at that as well. And he's like, how you going to let Daniel Jones get a better contract than me? And I'm way better. I'm way faster. I got a better arm than Daniel Jones.
I don't know about that. I don't know about better arm. I mean, a lot of people say that Lamar has more of a Tim Tebow-esque arm.
Listen here.
No, look, I'm not going to lie. Lamar can throw it far. And he has those moments where it's like, dang, that ball was on target, but he's not consistent. He's basically like a J.R. Smith with his passing. He can have a game where, he hits 8 out of 10 3-pointers. He could also have a game where he goes 1 for 15. And it's kind of the same thing with Lamar Jackson's passing. It's a little bit inconsistent. And honestly, running quarterbacks don't really last in the NFL. I mean, Mike Vick, he got but he got injured a lot even before that. He was constantly out of the lineup. You look at Robert Griffin III. His career got ended increasingly quick because
he didn't know how to baseball slide.
He didn't know how to slide, and even what's his face?
Dak almost broke his leg.
Yeah, Dak has messed himself up pretty good. And then what's his name from the Colts?
The Colts.
He's retired. He came in with RG3. Andrew Luck. Luck also.
He got the. He wasn't a scrambling quarterback. He wasn't.
No, but he wasn't like a runner. But if the situation presented itself, he could get a decent run off. But he also didn't know really how to like slide and do that. And he took a few hits to the head, and he was ready to retire like after 6 years. So I mean, it's just a tough history with running quarterbacks. And even Tebow, I mean, he had that one playoff series where everyone went wild, and they won that, and then he was like pretty much out the league as a commentator within the next 3 years.
True. And now that he's on, now Lamar Jackson's on this non-disclosure franchise tag, which means that whoever he can go shop and look for other teams, and whatever team wants him, they have to give up 2 first-round draft picks, and then they're gonna throw him some money, and the Baltimore Ravens have to match that.
Basically, in basketball terms, he's a restricted free agent. So
Pretty
any
much.
contract that he gets offered, Baltimore has the right to match. And basically, they're telling Lamar Jackson that, one, we're not going to pay you what you're asking for, and two, we don't think that any other team is going to offer you that amount. So say, Lamar's asking for, $40 million a year and he only gets offered 33. You're like, well, we'll match that because that's lower than you were even asking for. And we told you so. And so they're basically letting the market set the price on Lamar Jackson.
I mean, that's good and bad. I mean, Lamar Jackson is good. I mean, I believe that whatever team he goes to, they're gonna be playoff contenders. Like, he's not horrible. I can see him beating out Patrick Mahomes.
But I've seen there's not that many teams left that are needing a quarterback. It looks like a lot of those teams that needed one are kind of filling those holes. You saw Derek Carr got signed.
Trash. He trash. They still waiting on Aaron.
To the Saints. Oh, I love that move, Saints, because I hate the Saints with all my heart and soul. So when they signed Derek Carr, I'm like, y'all ain't making the playoffs the next 7 years.
Exactly. And if he couldn't do anything in Oakland, AB wanted to leave him. Who else wanted to?
He got all that money last year.
Greg Adams.
He didn't do nothing. Or the other year. Yeah, he didn't do nothing since he got that big contract for Oakland.
Let me see. And then on the next side over here, it shows that there's a lot of teams out here that need a quarterback. So they need to start playing. I know Panthers got a quarterback problem. Texans got a quarterback problem. Dolphins got a quarterback problem.
What about the Dolphins? They got a quarterback. They got Tua, right?
Tua up here reaching for Jesus. Ain't how many lives Cat got?
They got him a special helmet.
I can't believe the Dolphins would rather get old man Tom Brady than Lamar Jackson. You can't do nothing with Tom Brady.
He can throw.
Listen, if Tua out here reaching for God, they finna dismantle.
Hey,
Tom
what about Jimmy G?
I mean, with Jimmy and with this whole thing with Jimmy G, and the thing is, a lot of teams, as soon as they heard Lamar Jackson was becoming this restricted free agent, they pulled back. They said, "Oh, we don't need a quarterback. We don't need this quarterback." But yet, you after Jimmy G, Mr. No Legs, Jimmy G, dead leg Jimmy.
His legs is working now. He got the robotic legs. He's
just
the bionicle man.
He just got beat out in San Fran by the third string quarterback.
No, he got injured. He was leading that team and then he got injured.
He wasn't.
He didn't get beat out.
He was finna get traded. Injury. He was gonna get traded regardless. They didn't want him there anyway.
He stepped up. They were gonna trade him, and then he said, "Watch this," and they did the usher.
And lost his legs. He did the RJ3.
Oh God.
Exactly.
No, but he'll be back. I mean, if what's his name, Alex Smith could do it, he could do it.
Alex Smith got touched by God. That's the only way he came.
God, dude, his leg looks like bad beef jerky. It's not right.
At least he's not walking around with 8 toes like Deion Sanders. He has 8 toes.
Or 11 like my co-host.
But I mean, hopefully somebody
we'll get it lasered off. Like and comment below so we can afford to get my co-host extra toe lasered off.
Do you think that Lamar Jackson is gonna get picked up by another team, or is the Ravens gonna keep him?
I think that he'll get offered an offer much lower than he expected, and I think that the Ravens will match that. And I think Lamar's going to accept that and be disappointed and feel a little bit disrespected. And I think by the next season, he could honestly ask for a trade, depending on how the season's going.
What he also needs to do is get a new agent, because word is that he doesn't have an agent.
He has his mama.
He has his mama and himself to represent himself. So I mean, everybody's going around saying,
who knows though? His mama could be super smart. She could have been like a law school student. You don't know.
No, but I mean, with that, they're saying that when your mom's a law school, okay, there's multiple things that's going on here that they don't want to happen. Imagine this. Imagine your mom or you represent yourself and you get the contract deal that you want to get.
Yeah.
What kind of message you think that's going to send to everybody else that has an agent? You don't need an agent. So that's going to make everybody not get an agent.
I don't know if everyone trusts their parents like that. You see all these celebrities where they have their parents as agents and then their parents steal money from them. So
but it's going to spark a fire.
Better watch your parents.
It's going to spark the fire. And everybody's going to start to consider it.
You know what happens when there's a fire?
What?
You pee on it.
Okay, calm down, R. Kelly. And then on top of that, you have the nobody really wants to give out these fully guaranteed contracts because they're football players. We already know they like fickle. They break like cardboard paper.
Well, football's a much more demanding sport. I think they should actually have guaranteed contracts because you're much more likely to actually have a real deal injury that would keep you from playing for possibly a long time. Where NBA, I mean, there is major injuries, but I don't think it's as frequent. I mean, a lot of guys roll ankles, sprain ankles, pull a groin and stuff, and all you need is to take a little time off, hit the ice bath, and you're usually good. I mean, every once in a while you see someone snap a leg the wrong way or maybe a knee, but that can happen in any sport.
True, that can happen in any sport, but I mean, comment below where you feel like Lamar Jackson gonna land. Is he gonna continue being the Raven? Is he gonna land up in a new spot like Carolina? They need a quarterback. Atlanta need a quarterback. I mean,
man, one of my old coworkers, we used to have a jersey day at work, and he loved the Carolina Panthers, and he would wear the Cam Newton jersey because you could wear it every Thursday. He wore it like every day for like 5 years, and then they finally got rid of Cam. And he's like, my life is over.
That was hard. They did Cam so dirty.
Take my life, but not my Cam. He was a Cam super fan. He was so hurt.
Man, but speaking of super fan, I'm a super fan of y'all watching this episode. We're gonna have a lot more coming up.
And this was kind of something just thrown together. We're at TFTC Productions. We're gonna get it in tune. We're gonna have some state-of-the-art stuff. This is just some sports topics that popped up that we wanted to give our 2 cents on, and we said no more pushing it off. We're getting a sports show out this week. We did a whole bunch of the the NFL shows through the NFL playoffs with our boy Real Good _ Check out him in the description. Also check him out for your life motivations and support. And we were on his show, so check out his latest podcast, and he's going to have more shows. We might be guests on there, but we got gaming, we got our show that just came out, we got Clips channel, our reaction page is like at 3.9 something K. Get us to 4K, man.
We basically at 4K.
My birthday's towards the end of the month. We got some time. We got a couple weeks here. Get it to 4K. I want to see it happen. But TFTC Sports, we're going to have a basketball show, and if there's some extraordinary football news going on, we might throw it in at the end so y'all can stay up to date, because we know you love the football videos and we do appreciate the support there. Remember, Instagram Tales from the Crib 2.0, TikTok Tales from the Crib, Twitch Tales from the Crib, and that's pretty much it. Anywhere you want to look, Tales from the Crib or Tales from the Crib 2.0, pull it up, you'll find us.
We working, baby.
You have any final words?
Let's get this money.
All right, guys, we'll see you. We're out of here. Enjoy our sports studio spectacle.